Any parting words for our viewers about tonight or about anything?
Yes, I just love the fact that you have this show, another platform to just get positive things out there. You're doing it, so I know it's
thank
positive.
you,
In fact, we met because of the positive
That's
things
right.
that you're doing.
Yep.
Paying it forward, he mentors
Yes.
children. I love that about you.
Thank you.
So my parting words are just keep supporting Walter Kirkland.
Did you hear that?
Keep on your gaddy.
And Gloria, why is it a magical moment?
Because we worked so hard to get here.
Listen, this guy's about to make history. You know why? What I mean? He's about to bring the minor football league into the Washington, D.C. area.
Tell them about your business and what you do.
Oh, so basically I'm a network consultant for graphic consulting. I'm the president and the owner. Also the owner for the new NFL football club.
Hey, Alfred, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well.
Man, bless you, brother. Thank you. Alfred with the purple line.
It's about legacy wealth.
Yes.
Building legacy wealth for ourselves, our families, and our children, our progeny.
Hey guys, Walt Kirkland here. We got a great show. Welcome to our show. We got Bigg Show. Yeah, his name is Bigg Show. Welcome to our show. We got Tommy Thompson. He's a successful business person. And James Page. He's actually a community leader, and a lot to have here on the Kirkland's Corner. So we'll be right back with this great show. Thanks for joining us.
Please have a seat. I'll be honest. Your resume, not what I'm used to.
I know.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need a hard worker.
Good. I've got 2 part-time jobs and to help my parents pay the bills.
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find, cultivate, and train a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. Time to say good night.
Welcome back to Kirkland's Corner. I want to say, hey, thank you for all the support we've had. We're excited. Tony Peacock and myself, we're excited about this show. But I have a person in the studio. What's up, man? Marvin, Bigg Show. What's going on, man? Give me a little dap there, man.
Mr. Kirkland, it's a pleasure to just be sitting.
Come on.
Man, it's a pleasure to be sitting across from you, Mr. Kirkland.
Wow. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. So, you know, you and I have talked about a lot of things in the green room. Tell them what you're doing. You are an athletic machine. Let's just start with your basketball background. Obviously, you're a tall dude. You see this guy, he's probably, what, close to, you 7 feet almost?
6'11", yeah.
6'11", that's 7 feet.
I'm 7'2" with the hair.
And what's amazing about him is his personality. He has this loud personality, but he has a loving personality. He's doing so many great things. Tell me about your basketball history.
Oh, man. Well,
with the Wizards, right?
Yep, man. The Wizards, when the D League first started off, you know, it's crazy. It's the G League now. So it's sponsored by Gatorade. You know, Gatorade gave them a lot of money, but I guess we were the guinea pigs.
You were?
Yeah, we were the guinea pigs.
And you played, let's say, forward, strong?
Yeah, small forward.
Small forward.
Yes. And, you know, back in the early 90s, being 6'11", shooting three-pointers wasn't accepted.
It's a different game, right?
It's a different game. Well, now, to be 6'11", shooting three-pointers, I mean, you have to do that to just get on the floor.
Kevin Durant, he didn't help that, did he?
Oh, man, Kevin Durant didn't help it. But, you know, like guys like me and Lamar Odom and Tim Thomas, we took a lot of the slack. Oh, you too big, get underneath the basket. And, you know, I used to, you know, play away from the basket all the time, being where I'm from in Portsmouth, Virginia. And it helped me in the street ball circuit. It really
So
helped.
let's talk about that briefly. The Rucker League. By the way, the Rucker League is a famous New York basketball league up in New York. Tell them about that and your success with the Rucker League. I know it very well because I'm from Mount Vernon, New York, man.
Yeah, you from
So
there.
you got skills. Go ahead.
Yes, man, the Rucker kind of like set the tone for my career.
Is that right?
Yes. You know, I was able to express myself you know, in basketball and other ways that I couldn't express myself through organized basketball. And a lot of the rappers, you know.
So let's stay with that. So organized basketball, what is it, more structured, and
Yes.
that wasn't conducive to your game?
It was yes. I think organized ball helped me for street ball, and I think street ball helped me for organized ball. That's the crazy thing.
Let's just go back a bit. So what happened to the NBA? Why didn't you make the cut, so to speak? Was it injury? Was it just the game?
One,
Just curious.
representation.
Oh.
I was loyal to someone because they was good to me. They was nice.
Agent?
Agent, yes.
Okay.
Real good guy. I had a real success. My first agent was Brian Elphis. He represents Kawhi Leonard.
I think I remember him. Yeah.
He represents Kawhi. And
Okay.
I was his first client back then, and you know, not knowing the game and just being loyal to a person that was, you know, he was nice to me, but he just wasn't getting the business.
He wasn't getting it done the
situation
right way.
done. And then I did not help myself by playing a lot of street ball.
I see.
I think, you know, me playing for rappers. You know, I played for Jay-Z for 3.5 years.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Team Rock. I was, you know, probably their loudest representative for a long time.
So
But
Jay-Z has a basketball team. I didn't even know that.
all the rappers had basketball
Oh,
teams
wow.
at
You just
Rucker.
taught me something.
Yeah,
Okay.
Fat Joe, Puff,
Okay.
Jay, Fabulous. Everyone had a team. So
Okay.
I played with Team Rock. I played with Team Posse,
Okay,
which
okay.
was owned by Chris Brown after I left.
Chris Brown, okay.
Yeah, the R&B singer.
The R&B singer.
Yep. And we won 2 championships up there, man. We won 2 championships. I won it
So
back-to-back.
tell me about Rucker League. Who goes to Rucker League? Because a lot of people don't know that. And for you viewers, that's just a big deal. Tell them what that represents.
In the 90s and in the 2000s, if you could get off at Rucker, I don't care if you was averaging 25 points in the NBA. You know, if you come through Rucker and you did your thing, then you was considered an official baller because it's no one holding you back. You know, it's not no coach saving you, double, you know, we're going to double, triple.
You're just playing off the charts.
It's you and him.
I see.
And you know how it is.
Is it 5-on-5 or was it 3-on-3?
5-on-5.
Okay.
Full court. And, you know,
Full court.
And
Okay.
you got the DJ.
Oh, that's right. You got that up with the DJ. You know how black folks here.
Yeah, you have the DJ and the announcer, and you know, it just like, you know, that really put me on the map as the Big Show, just by me
Excellent.
being really big and doing things that guards can do.
So now you've moved into a different world. We are currently working on a reality show, which will be coming out momentarily.
Yeah.
And what's the name of the reality show?
I don't want to let it out.
Oh,
right
I don't
now.
let it out yet?
I don't want to let it out right now. I don't
Well,
wanna
who's
let
going to
it
be
out.
tell them who's going to be in that reality show. Come on now.
My boys.
Well,
I got
tell
my
them who they
boys.
are.
All right, Elder Barge Jr.
Elder Barge Jr. Who doesn't like Elder Barge? Come on, man.
Elder Barge
Jr.
Jr. It's crazy. Jimmy King from
Jimmy
Fab 5.
Fab 5 with Chris Webber.
Yeah, that's
oh
my
man,
guy.
that's what's up.
That's my guy.
And then Quincy, the comedian.
Quincy Carr.
Quincy Carr, man.
Quincy Carr.
He about to blow up, right?
People are sleeping on Quincy Carr, man, and his show that's on True TV, Laugh Mobs.
I heard about it.
Yeah, he was. I performed at the premiere.
You did?
Yes.
Yes,
I performed at the premiere.
yes.
And real good guy. Real good guy.
Yeah.
Real
So
good
I'm
guy.
collabing with him on this project. So more will be coming out momentarily. Who's that last lady that we incorporated on the show?
Oh, real good friend of mine. Her name is Nia Dorsey.
Nia Dorsey.
Nia Dorsey. Very smart, very intelligent.
She's worked with who?
She's worked, well, she's done dessert. She has a dessert line that's very, very good. She makes
What's up?
banana dessert, strawberry. She does it for the celebrities and stuff like
Okay,
that.
okay.
Lil Duval, he acted
Lil
crazy.
Duval.
Yeah, he ate it, you know, I seen it online. And Rick Ross, I remember seeing Rick Ross order a couple of things. I'm about to order a couple of things.
Beautiful.
You're about to order a couple of things.
Yes, I am.
So, you know, but Nia Dorsey, she's very, very talented. You know, she smashes all the lingerie situations with all our people that give her lingerie stuff. But, you know, she did a Wildin' Out situation. Yeah, she definitely did that. But she pushes her desserts. And, you know, that's good. She can cook, girl from the South. You know,
Good.
And she pushes the gym situation.
So you know, you're very talented. Tell the viewers also, I mean, are you a rapper? Are you a rising rapper?
A rising rapper. I
Oh,
don't want to
my
be a
goodness.
rapper, Kirkland. Basketball players can't rap.
Well, I don't know about that. Don't they all rap?
But I don't see Kirkland. I don't do rap. Like the rap game is crazy right now. Like the music that I grew up on.
You're talking about the 80s and 90s.
I would say I don't want to say 80s. That's too 2000s.
That's my age.
I would say early 2000s to late 90s. Mid to late 90s. But you know, like I can't do rap. I just feel like I'll be disrespecting guys that really rap.
Old school people like me, the rap game is bad because of the cursing, the swearing, the N-word. That's the only thing that bothers me as an old head. if that's what you want to call me.
I feel you.
And I guess you can't be clean and rap. I don't know.
Well,
who does that?
I don't. Well, me.
Who's a clean rapper?
I do.
Okay.
And it's. I mean, I have an edge to it, but like I said,
that's the key to edge to it. You do have an edge to it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
and I'm very confident with what I say.
Okay.
But it's not rap. Kirkland is hoop hop.
Hoop hop.
Let them do the rap stuff. The rap stuff is that's all the bad stuff. We do hoop hop. I only can talk about my life and what I went through and other people's lives.
Tell them that this thing you've been doing on Instagram, was it Hoop, what other, Hoop Update?
The Hoop Report.
Hoop Report. I mean, you're so talented, man. What is that? Like a little Snapchat thing? What is that?
And you know what's so funny? Like, it's sort of like the Snapchat thing, but, you know, I just have to, a lot of people that look at this game of basketball, they look at the athletes, they look at the people that's on TV, and they be like, oh, it's easy, or, you know, I can do this or I can do that. And then the guys on the other side that's actually playing, that's doing it, putting in the work, they say, oh, they just don't know. They think it's easy because we're getting a lot of money. So the Hoop Report kind of like reveals a real report, and it kind of like gives both sides.
So let's just digress a little bit. Big word, change the scene. What do you want to be doing in 5 years from now? I always ask my guests that.
That's so great that you're saying that.
5 years from now, what would you want to be doing?
It's a toss up between
because you're a talented guy, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a toss up between an agent and a general manager.
Oh, look at you. Trying to make them dead presidents, as they say. I appreciate that, brother.
Well, I mean, I got little girls I got to take care of.
Yeah,
you know?
So you want to be in the upper management, like a general. That's great.
Yeah,
that's
I got
awesome.
little girls I got to take care of. You know, Daddy.
So you don't want to be a big TV star?
If it comes around, it is what it is. Like I said, I don't rap. I do hip hop. I mean, I do hoop hop, not hip hop.
Yeah.
And you know, if it comes around, then it comes around. But I definitely want to get the word out on real reality TV, because a lot of reality TV is not real.
Ooh, I like that. Real reality TV, because I think it's not authentic. Some of that stuff I can't even watch because it's ridiculous, throwing drinks in the face and the fake hair and all that.
I have daughters.
Yeah. So let's just talk more about that. So real reality. What do you mean by that? Bring back some authentic stuff?
Yeah, because I think a lot of people are like over. I think it's just the overload of
oversaturation.
That I want to be a celebrity.
Yeah.
I want to be famous. Like, I want to, you know. And I tell my daughters, like, you know, just in the community here or whatever, I go to my daughter's school, I'm 7 feet. I look like a basketball player.
Yeah, you do.
I do basketball camps there. A lot of the parents and stuff, they know me from playing ball, and you know, whether it was street ball or with the Wizards situation.
The Wizards, right.
And so the kids treat me, you know, hey, Big Show, hi. And my, you know, my kids are like, you know, I can't wait to be famous like Daddy. I'm like, no, Daddy's not famous, number one. And number two, you know, I kick a lot of real life situations to them, because everything you see on TV is that you glorify is just not real.
What I'm impressed with you from the time I met you at Sobeys is your energy, your perspective on, you're a young cat relative to me, but your energy and perspective. You just need a guy like me to give you some guidance, because you're extremely talented. I want to commend you on your success and all the good things you're doing, and I'm just amazed to be working with you.
Thank you.
So what else do you have coming down the pike? Anything else?
Yeah,
that's a lot.
I do. I do. God has been real good.
You have another show, right? Go ahead.
Yes. You know, I can't even talk. I can't talk about the name of the show, but I can say Miss Lori Carter. Thank you very much.
Okay.
You know, the things that you're doing with me and you know, Mr. Fat Man Scoop and a couple of other guys, you know, that really, that's really parents out here, single parent fathers that I say.
Right.
And anything that's like that, you know, I'm all in for it.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. And, you know, tell the viewers before we close out, you just got custody of your children. Can you give them a little snippet of that? Because, you know, sometimes in America, men, we get the short stick, don't we, Big Show?
We do.
So tell them what happened.
We do. I mean, before ball is done.
Yeah, I know you get emotional, man. I know that did your hearts, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got it, man. I'm happy. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, man. You can cry. I got you.
They
wow, and they're beautiful, man.
They my everything. So
wow,
you know, it's kind of like
wow.
That's why I hoop.
That's why you hoop.
That's why I hoop hop. That's why I Willie bop.
Wow.
So they look up to me, you know, and
happy for you, man.
I love them to death. I do all I can for them. I will continue to do all I can for them. And people that really knew me, they know that I take that serious. That's first. So
yeah.
Imagine rescheduling dates because you don't have a babysitter.
Ooh.
That's the stuff that, you know, mothers have to go through. Single parent mothers have to go through. So that's what I was going through, and it's good though.
And you got full custody?
Full custody.
Oh man,
yeah.
congratulations.
Teach you a lot about yourself. And
you're a real man.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So as we close this segment out, I want to really thank you for your time. What do you have any parting words? I mean, you're a little emotional, and I'm emotional too, man. You're making me cry.
No doubt.
Any parting words for the viewers about Bigg Show and what's coming down? And I mean, and thank you for showing your emotion. Because a lot of men don't do that.
No,
so they're your heart. Any parting words? About life.
Be all you can be.
You were a different dude, man. That's all I gotta say.
Be all you can be. A lot of people don't think you can make it.
Oof.
A lot of people.
That's true.
Put you in a certain category. And when you're successful, you're moving people away from you.
You do. In your circle, as you get older, take it from an older cat, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
My circle's so small, I don't even think I got a 6-man coming off the bench.
Ooh, wow, man, that's a small circle. Yeah.
But the thing about it, with me putting other than God first, I put him first, it's just, my babies are everything to me.
Oh man, good for you.
That's just what it is. A lot of people just don't understand it about me.
Well, you got a mentor over here. Hopefully, I can be your mentor. Give me some dap.
Come on, stop playing. I need as many as I can get.
You do, because it's hard out here for a black man.
Yeah.
And I can tell you've been through some pain, but I'm honored to work with you.
No doubt.
Honored to be with you, and just keep up the good work. And I look forward to doing some good projects with you, man. And there's a lot coming down with this guy over here. A couple reality shows. And you will see this guy probably in Hollywood. He's doing a lot of different things. He's a great athlete also, but he's just one of these young cats that needs a little help, and we're gonna get it done. So I wanna thank you, Bigg Show, for your time today.
My man.
And we got another segment coming up, but this has been an amazing segment with Bigg Show. Marvin, Bigg Show, mogul, is in my house right here. So, all right, thank you, man. And up next, we have Dr. Tommy Thompson, CPA, president of Brasilio, Cobb and Associates, coming up on Kirkland's Korner. Don't go anywhere, man, because Tommy Thompson, he got some exciting stuff too. We'll be right back.
Every year, millions of working American families and their children hide their struggle with hunger. It doesn't need to be that way. Hunger hides, but we can help. Let's end hunger in America.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
organization. To my left, Tommy Thompson. What's up, brother?
How you doing?
This man here is a successful business person, and he is a change agent for the county. And we're having a good time tonight. But Tommy, tell them about what we talked about we were at the Gaylord about a think tank in Prince George's County. There's a lot of good things happening. Tommy, tell them about what we should be doing in Prince George's County.
Well, opportunity zones.
Opportunity zones.
Opportunity zones. That's the glue. That's the centerpiece of our conversation, because that's going to bring billions of dollars into the county and the urban areas and rural areas, underserved communities for revitalization. So what entices us to get together is because if we mobilize around this new change in the legislation,
yes,
we will create economic opportunities.
So talk to him about that,
families.
Tommy. Talk about that.
Hey, welcome back to Kirkland's Corner. Hope you're enjoying the show so far. I'm enjoying the show, and that was a very emotional piece, the last piece with Bigg Show, so you never know what happens on Kirkland's Corner. But now I have back my good friend, Tommy Thompson. How you doing, brother?
Hey, how you doing?
Man, I really respect you, brother. You are shaking trees, putting stuff down. You're a good man. And the last time you were here, we kind of rushed you off because you were just so dynamic in your messaging. What else is going on in your life, man? We want to get you back to talk about your company or some of your initiatives.
Sure. Again, I just want to thank you for the opportunity to be here today. What you're doing in the community
thank you.
Is outstanding and remarkable.
Oh, I appreciate you.
It's absolutely remarkable. I think when we were together the last time, we introduced the concept of opportunity zones.
Opportunity zone, yep.
And economic empowerment.
Yes.
That I like to call now economic betterment.
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 That's a Tommy Thompson.
Because people talk about economic development. They talk about economic empowerment. I say economic betterment. Because really what we want to make sure that happens is that lives are enhanced with this through these economic development initiatives. You know, a lot of times we talk about economic development and we focus on bricks and mortar.
We do. Yes, we do. We go right back to bricks and mortar.
It's just bricks and mortar. Let me kind of set the stage.
Set the stage. Break it down.
There's 6 trillion. Yes, $6 trillion.
With a T.
$6 trillion in unrealized capital gains that's out there.
Tommy, wait a minute. How's that possible?
Just hear me out. $6 trillion in unrealized long-term capital gains that are out there.
Explain to the viewers what capital gains means in layman's terms.
Okay, I'll make it real simple.
Please.
You buy a house today. 5 years from now, you buy a house for $100 or $100,000.
Correct.
5 years from now, it's worth $500,000. Your long-term capital gain is $400,000. That's in a layman's term. That touches most people, but when you think about businesses, it's the same sort of thing.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it's a multiplier that gets you to $6 trillion. So as long as you're living in your house, you have not realized the gain, and if you haven't refinanced. So what we're talking about is this equity that's been created.
Oh, the equity.
Unrealized equity. And you say, well, why don't people realize the equity? Because they got to pay taxes on it. So what the government has done is put a program out there where these long-term capital gains can be reinvested, and they're reinvested in what's called qualified opportunity zone communities.
I see.
And qualified, there's about 8,300, a little more than 8,300.
What defines these zones, Tommy? Can you give the viewers?
Well, basically where we live, as an overall group, most of those areas are opportunity zones. What they are forgotten communities across the country. 8,300 of them. Most of them, they're census tracts, 8,300 census tracts that have been identified as opportunity zones, and each one was identified and recommended by the governors of the state.
Oh, very good.
Okay, so this money,
It's
$6 trillion is the overall bucket of money that's available to be invested in those communities, and those investments entitle the investor to tax benefits. Now,
excellent.
And we won't get into. We have to have a separate because I want to speak to the impact of that investment on the communities.
Sure.
So you got a big umbrella of $6 trillion in unrealized capital gains.
Kind of like a bucket sitting out there.
A bucket out there.
Yes, sir.
It's been estimated that 150 billion of that 6 trillion, 150 billion of that 6 trillion will be invested in the next 12 to 18 months in these communities across the country.
So what's the awareness with these programs? People, I mean, you have a financial background, but what's the awareness?
I'm gonna tell you, the government is finalizing its regulations. As a matter of fact, right here in Prince George's County, there was an event hosted today by the Prince George's Chamber of Commerce where they were reaching out to educate the businesses of what's happening. The Economic Development Corporation in Prince George's County has been a leader in explaining what's happening and is working to pair up developers with investors, et cetera.
Very good.
But here's the thing. Let me get down to it. So you get down 6 trillion, 150 that's going to be developed. That 150 kind of translates into $750 million of total development costs.
Total development costs.
It'll be 150 will be leveraged up.
Yep, gotcha.
To about 750. And then in these communities, imagine that there's about 75 million Americans that live in these designated communities.
Areas, these zones.
And imagine this, most of them don't have wealth. They don't own anything. They have not received a really good foundation of financial education.
Interesting.
So when we say inclusionary prosperity, what our vision is along with this investment that's going into communities, and remember this investment is going to small businesses or businesses that do business in these opportunity zones, as well as development projects.
Oh, okay. Then that same, yes, okay.
So what we're doing, what we've done is we put together a collaborative of national firms that are taking a 365-degree perspective so that when this money, we serve as an intermediary between the funds
and the
developers and the community to make sure that the money that's being invested produces the results that are sold to the municipality, as well as making sure that our residents are prepared to benefit in the economic prosperity.
How are you setting us up, Tommy? Is this through some sort of conglomerate? How are you setting us up?
Yeah, we call it the collaborative.
Collaborative.
But we'll get into that a little bit later. I don't want to tip too much off right now, because conceptually what I want us to, if we can accomplish one thing today, I would say, what was it? You know that saying when they say, he who knows not. You ever heard that one? How's that go?
Man, I don't know how it finishes.
You know, it's something like, he who knows not and knows not that he knows not is a fool.
Is a fool.
And these people that have created this program are banking on us to be that. One of those people who knows not, who doesn't know that he doesn't know, and that's foolish, and that all we'll do is celebrate the bricks and mortar coming out of the ground and an opportunity to spend money. So what we're doing, if you take that little poem, the next part goes, it says, he who knows not and knows that he knows not is a student, teacher. So the teaching component is, the front end is financial education for 1 million families. Financial education for 1 million families. Teach them. We want those people to line up. And then, of course, he who knows and knows that he knows, or knows not that he knows, because there's a bunch of people, a lot of smart people in our communities. We talk about affluence, affluent African-American communities, but we don't know that this money, 6 trillion, 150 billion, we don't know that. But they're asleep. We're going to wake them up. We're going to wake some folks up.
So you're trying, I mean, it sounds like to me, Tommy, you're trying to help these people in intergenerational wealth, correct?
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. And I will say this.
It's amazing.
Working with people like you and what was his name? Bigg Show, and the folks that you work with.
Yes.
Is a microcosm of what we're going to bring together and actually capitalize.
Wow, that's amazing.
So that we're not only helping developers to do their projects, we're making sure that not only jobs are created, but careers are enhanced through a financial education program as well to prepare people. You know, financial. Imagine there's 75. I think the number's somewhere around between 75 and 80 million people that live in these opportunity zones don't even have life insurance, health insurance.
Oh my goodness.
Any of the basic kinds of things that you need to begin your rise through the wealth.
They don't even have that.
They don't even have that.
That's unbelievable.
This money is coming in. We have to have responsible leadership in government, and right here in Prince George's County, we have that. We know we have that.
We do.
We've got a development community. I think we're ripe for incubating a revitalization program that's really more than bricks and mortars, that's enhancing lives.
How about that?
You know, I got a 5-year-old grandson. You say intergenerational wealth. And I was talking to some folks today. Actually, I was talking to my grandson on Saturday. We were out at Fort Washington Park, right? And what was really interesting, I asked him, I said, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he says, you know, a policeman.
Okay.
So imagine that. At 5 years old, he wants to be a policeman, but by 15, he's alienated from police officers. We got to fix that.
We got to fix that. There's a big disconnect.
We can fix that because we build into the families this concept of inclusionary prosperity, and we prepare people to be prosperous as opposed to doing nothing and letting them become victims of a system that's not working.
Yeah.
That's not preparing them. This money is available. Now, what's going to end up happening, Walter, in my mind, is that we either take the bull by the horns and say, this is how you do business here, and put all of the pieces in place, including the soft service piece, because, you know, when you talk about preparing people for wealth, everybody's not like you. They're not starting here.
That's true. It's a process.
Some people are here.
That's
true.
We
got to have the services to get people, the mental health service, all of that stuff, to get them ready so that they can listen and say, okay, you need this. I mean, even down to the savings, blah, 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 blah.
How about that?
But guess what? We got some surprises, man. We're going to, when we say financial education is going to lead to financial careers, and we're going to help a lot of young entrepreneurs that'll change the landscape.
You're going to change the landscape, man.
No, old head like me, you know. I'm kind of set in my ways, but young folks like, what was his name again?
Bigg Show.
Bigg Show, but what's his name? His other
Marvin.
name? Marvin, okay.
They all got a stage name.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't got a stage name.
I know, I want to call him
it's
Marvin
Tommy
for
or
this purpose. But Marvin, when we connect with his group and connect to the energy that's there,
it's a whole different level.
That's going to create the change.
And then you take it viral. They're more digital than we are. You take that viral it just changes the landscape.
You know, I like to think about leveling the playing field, right? You know, that's been my mantra for a while now.
Yes.
Leveling the playing field, creating opportunities for inclusionary prosperity for all. Now here's the catch. There's going to be some of the things that we do that will be free to the public as it relates to the financial education piece. But it's free, but it won't be cheap.
Oh, I see.
Because people will have to invest their time.
There you go. And
they will have to invest their time into learning.
Why are you doing this, Tommy?
Well,
I mean, this is something that this is an epiphany? I mean, this is a...
You know, for me, it's been a very difficult, this is an emotional thing for me. I was born here in Washington, D.C., right? Raised in Capitol Heights. I live in Bowie now, but I see the big separation that the Beltway represents, and how we have forgotten the communities that are the foundational pieces that's made Prince George's County.
What it is.
Created the opportunity for the outside Beltway folks to live in the big houses, blah, 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 blah. And somehow we've disconnected with them, and we say, as long as that's over there, that's okay. But my theory is there's way more people better and smarter than I was that have been able, when you get the opportunity, to rise. And the rise doesn't necessarily be, this is the part that we gotta correct. The rise doesn't necessarily mean you have to move outside, inside the Beltway. You know, we're creating safe, livable, prosperous communities throughout the county.
Throughout the entire county.
And throughout the country. Through this investment initiative, the capital is coming.
Wow.
The capital is coming.
So you realize, you know what you're doing, Tommy. You were changing the mindset of these people. You were giving them financial literacy. You're giving them education. You're changing their lives.
Changing lives.
And their succession plans. And their grandchildren.
Exactly.
I mean, this is huge.
This is the game changer.
Yes, sir.
This is the game changer.
Yeah, man.
And we have this unique opportunity to work together to make it happen. 1 million families sounds like a lot, but it really isn't when there's 75 million families that don't have anything.
It's all relative, right, Tommy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard. It's going to be hard.
Sure.
It's going to be hard.
But it's doable.
But it's
from
no
your
question.
Assessment.
And, look, think about this. I like to use millions. You know, on my background, I've been blessed, man, to be able to be involved in multi-billion-dollar kinds of operations, real estate operations, you know.
Yes, you have.
And so millions don't scare me. Actually, sometimes I think that's too small.
Good for you.
But think about all the 5-year-olds out there that we want to look at. And when I see a 5-year-old, I want to say, that's $1 million baby.
Ooh, I like that.
That's
I like
$1 million baby.
Just
And I'm going to do something today with his parents and with him in his head, so that by X period of time, that's $1 million baby. I want him to grow up.
And even have it from a psychosomatic perspective that I know I'm going to have $1 million.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of us, they don't think they can make it.
They don't think they can make it.
So you're setting them up mentally.
And you know, that might sound new to us, but see Marvin's whole generation, that's the way they talk.
Yes.
And see, we sometimes we don't listen because they don't dot the I's and cross the T's the way we've been taught to do.
And they do it a different way. They really do.
But they are effective.
Yeah, so Tommy, as we close this out, we got a minute to go.
Okay.
What are your parting words for the viewers? And I want to thank you for your time and your leadership and your professionalism. And this is exciting. How do you want to close it out?
I would say let's be reminded that we've got to take a multifaceted approach to create this inclusionary prosperity environment that with $6 trillion available, $150 billion being invested, is coming into our communities. I want to make sure that my son is not worried about or frightened off, and the argument doesn't become one of gentrification. It's one of inclusion. We're going to make sure that the people that live there are able to stay there.
Well, Tommy, you're excited, man.
And participate.
Man, Tommy Thompson, man, this guy is doing some great stuff in the community, and watch out. More things to come from this man to my left. Tommy, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Bless you.
And we're going to close this out, but great show, man. We had Big Show. We got Tommy Thompson. Now we got Mr. Jim Page. And Jim Page is the president and CEO of Page Global, and he also has a great testimony. You wait till you see. Don't go anywhere. Come back to Kirkland's Corner.
I work.
I work.
I work.
And I want to keep working.
I work for the challenge.
Because people are counting on me.
To provide for my family.
And I'm employed today because we work together.
Work together.
Work together.
When my life changed in an instant.
When I got hurt.
Needed support.
We made a plan.
So I could come back strong.
So I could stay in the game.
Because we couldn't succeed without her.
It wasn't a matter if I could go back to work.
It was a matter of when and how.
Because working works.
Working works.
It lets me earn a living.
Be there for the team.
Together, we made a plan.
To keep me on the field for 2,632 games in a row.
To keep me working.
America works best when all Americans can work. Ensuring workers can stay on the job or return to work following an injury or illness is essential to America's economy. To learn more, visit whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
So James actually indicated on the stage how his son was working for Apple, and he made a decision to work for his dad. Tell him about that.
Well, it was interesting, and let me elaborate a little bit more. I've been trying to get my son to work for me for a while. I've been in business 25 years, so at least maybe about 5 or 6 years, good years. And he said to me one day, he said, "Dad, I don't want to be a part of your pipe dreams."
Oh, wow.
And when he said that, man, my heart swelled up because it gave me hope. It means if I can turn this dream, this pipe dream, which he was right, into a real dream, he'll come on board. So suddenly I started putting it into gear, and we picked up a couple of accounts. And one day he came to me and says, "Dad, they're not treating me right at Apple."
Oh, wow.
So I said, "Really?" I said, "So what you want to do?" He said, "You still have that position open." I said, "Yeah." So 2 weeks, he put in his 2 weeks notice, and when the day he was getting ready to get off, I bought some expensive donuts, from Whole Food. I bought some balloons. I got him some business cards, and I walked in there with all these balloons, and we were in Apple in Arlington.
Oh my God.
They don't look like us. So when I walked in there with balloons, business cards, guess what? They started singing "Happy Birthday." And it gives you an inclination again.
Yes.
What child is going to leave Apple to work for his father? And the father's going to pay him more? And that's what happened.
What a great human being. James Page here, the Zonta International, specifically Zonta Mid-Maryland of Mid-Maryland. Thank you for what you do, brother. He's going to come on Kirkland's Corner to talk about his story and all the great things he's doing. So any parting words for our viewers?
Yeah, I have a motto, especially when it comes to business, that we're not greedy, we're hungry. So don't bring me your need, bring me your seed.
Welcome back to Kirkland's Corner. What a great show. Big show, Tommy Thompson, and now we got Jim Page, man. Man, what's going on, man? Appreciate you, brother.
No doubt, appreciate you.
So I ran into you at the Zonta International, and you had a very emotional presentation about your family, and you really moved me, and this is why I wanted to invite you with your son. And tell us about what you do with your company, and I know you're a community guy. So tell us about your company, first of all. What do you do?
We're an office equipment business that also does document management. We hold a top secret clearance in being able to do office equipment on a classified level. Currently, we're in 50 states plus Guam, Puerto Rico, Alaska, and Hawaii. We're making things happen for the district, creating jobs. I'm really excited about it.
Congratulations. So it's office, like document, is it like copiers? Is it?
Printers? Actually, if you look at the office equipment industry today, it's changing, and it's all...
I used to work for Xerox, so I know it very well.
And it's managing documents and moving paper smarter. Paper itself, I don't see it actually going away.
Right. Still got to have a copy of something.
You do.
Occasionally.
And a lot
it's very digital.
It is. And you just take a little example. If a pastor wants to talk about death and destruction, and he brings out an iPad.
Yes, he does.
But it's not as convincing as bringing.
It's not as convincing. You're right, Jim.
Got to have a Bible.
Yeah, that's great. So let's just transition. So tell us about the Zonta International. You got an award for what, your community initiatives?
I did. I do a lot of charitable donations, and I do it in retrospect. I talk a little bit about my mother. My mother was a single parent. She had her first child at 14 years old.
Ooh, up in the Bronx, New York.
Yeah,
okay.
Growing up in
I'm from Mount Vernon, by the way, New York. That's my man. That's my homie.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Growing up in the inner city. Children growing up, we played the name games.
The name games?
I would always win, the dirty dozen. Your mother this, your mother that. Yeah. Well, they would always get me because it was like, who's your mother this week? And that created fights. My dad committed suicide. My brother ended up in prison for 35 years.
What happened? Oh my goodness.
Drugs
selling. Yeah.
But it was marijuana, which is today legal.
And now it's legal.
But they called it, at that point, habitual offender. So he had a habitual habit of.
So how did all this impact you? I mean, how have you? This is why the person you are, probably.
It is.
Good for you.
Impacted me in a way where it caused me to grow up pretty fast, to put myself in a situation to actually fail. And my dad did a lot for me. Actually, he committed suicide. He jumped off a roof.
Oh, my goodness. How old were you?
I was about 12 years old at the time.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry.
So what that did is I joined the military. I went into the United States Navy.
The Navy.
Yeah, and I dropped out of school, 6th grade. And what I'd like to probably get across to your viewers today is how I failed my way to success.
You failed your way to success.
Exactly.
I like that, Jim.
Exactly.
So elaborate.
Well, a lot of times we want to connect dots towards, our education or our political status.
We do. Too much weight sometimes.
Our local community status. And a lot of times, status and your education and what we're going to do as a community doesn't work when you're drowning, when you're wondering how to feed your children.
Oh my goodness.
Or you're wondering how you're going to get to school, or a child's in class and hasn't eaten. So a lot of the things that we do in a higher political realm kind of tunes our younger children out, because a lot of children are suffering and dying today.
And are going to school hungry. I'm the founding president of 100 Black Men, and we mentor youth that are living in parking lots, believe it or not, that are washing up in McDonald's, that are going to school hungry in 2019. But go ahead.
And I'm looking at that view with what my mother went through in terms of feeding 5 children, being a single parent. So I kind of fall under the hashtag Me Too, since my mother was a rape victim, and she had 5 children. Dad committed suicide. For individuals to have that and then raise a child.
How do you stay so humble? That's what the first thing when I met you were so humble and appreciative of life. How do you do that?
I had a personal struggle with myself, and I put myself through a failing process over and over.
Which made you humble?
Yeah. For example, me and a good friend of mine wanted to go into the military.
Yeah.
We were 6th grade dropouts, so we went to the recruiter and said, hey, we wanted to go to officer school.
Okay.
That's kind of funny, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You got to have a high school.
Because you were 12 or 13, something like that.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Actually, we were about 15 at the time.
And what happened?
The recruiter didn't laugh at us. He says, well, you guys, in order for you to go to officer school, you have to go to college. He said, however, you could get into the Navy if you, number one, got a high school degree, and they're giving the GED out at this location, or you can enlist in the Army.
So you got a GED?
I actually went and got a GED.
Good for you.
And the funny thing about it, we both went and took the test at the same time. This is the story of 2 Jameses. Best friend James. We were rascals growing up.
Same name, James.
Yeah, both of us, story of 2 James.
Too funny.
We were both going to take the test. He failed the test.
The entrance test.
The entrance test to get a GED. I failed it by 1 point.
Okay.
I went back 2 weeks, knocked on his door, said, hey, James, took 2 weeks to take the test. He said, no, I'm going to block and, rascals. And I said, I don't want that life anymore. So I didn't have any money in my pocket. Made it maybe about a good, I say 7-8 miles to where they was doing the test. I went and took the test. Week later, I'm back on the block with my best friend, James. My mother calls me at the local store, and she says, I got some good news for you. I said, what's that? She said, you passed the test by 1 point.
The second time?
I was in the Navy at 16 years old. I was on a delayed program. Came home from boot camp, and he was shot and killed in a drug deal that went bad.
Oh, man. And if he would have passed that, he would have been alive.
He would have been alive today. So a lot of times what I try to do in those near misses in my life.
Near misses, I like that.
I give back.
I love that.
Yes. For example, not anymore. I can tell you a lot of stories. I've been in business 25 years.
That's a couple
weeks.
And
it's been 25 years of interesting occurrences that are near misses, but they put me on the other side of
Isn't that funny how God works? When one door closes, another one opens. And you feel sometimes, oh my God, how am I going to get through this? So I'm sure you have a lot of examples of that.
Well, I'm hoping to share this one with you. I'm excited today, simply because I don't know if I shared this with you when I first met you. But roughly about 2 years ago, I went back to school.
You went back to school?
I told you I was a dropout.
Yes, you did.
Went back to school. Now, I own a business in 50 states, plus Guam, Puerto Rico, Alaska, and Hawaii. Our company has been doing maybe about $1.8 million.
Gross sales? That's nice.
$1.9 million, $1.5 million. Not being able to really hit that 2 million glass ceiling.
To break that 2 million glass ceiling.
Had the opportunity to go back to school. And the reason why I went back to school is because I talked with Kathy Hughes, and she said, hey, I asked her if I could use her name. I wanted to open up a charter school in the Prince George's County area. She said, you can do that, James. She said, however, you know you wouldn't be a professor there unless you got a degree. So I'm like, what you talking about, Willis? So I said, okay, this shouldn't be hard. I enrolled in school, and I want to tell you, I grew up with Spike Lee's movie, School Days, and Animal House.
Yeah.
And all I thought about school was, here I am successful. This is all
I
they
don't
teach.
need
They teach, I
school.
don't need school. I went back to school, and I tell you the truth, the hardest thing I've done in my life.
I bet, Jim.
I had to start off at remedial math and reading.
Yeah.
And one of the most profound things I learned was in my remedial math, and I'm going to share that with you because, first of all, let me tell you this.
You're a humble brother, man. Go ahead.
I graduate in May 17th is my graduation.
Are you kidding me?
But let me
give me some dap, man.
Let me say this.
Appreciate you, brother.
My epiphany was.
Yeah, what was your epiphany?
Math. Growing up in the inner city, you might be able to appreciate this. Is growing up in the inner city, we specialize in creativity, creative sports like basketball. You fake left, you go right.
Yes.
Football, you juke somebody.
Yep.
All the creative sports, rap, you kind of get a beat and you kind of coming out with it.
Handball in the street.
Handball.
You have stickball in the street.
However, the two sports we fail at, and I won't call the other one sports, but we fail in swimming.
Yes.
And we fail in math.
Yes.
And here's what I found out. I was struggling with math. I had a math professor tell me, hey, James, you know what your reason is you don't do good in math is because you had a very bad math instructor. So I'm good with passing the blame, right? So I said, yeah, it was his fault. He said, however, you became that math teacher. Then he followed it up with this, and it changed my life. He said, let me tell you something. In math, there's an infinite amount of answers to any one problem. But he said, however, there's only one correct answer.
That's correct.
And when he said that, it changed my life. My business went from 1.8 to $10 million.
Are you kidding me?
Simply based on this. In that logic, it created to me, in our way of growing up in the inner city or with our brothers and sisters,
our grind.
We're always looking for help or need. I need this or help me with this.
Correct.
Math taught me people are judging you based on your mathematical conversation. So if what you're asking for and what you're presenting doesn't add up, they may never tell you.
Ooh, that is
profound.
I
I stopped at 2 million because everything in my life didn't add up.
Man, oh man.
Once I aligned at my integrity with my character,
yes,
I'm at 10 million.
Man, oh man. That is profound. I mean, that is like a teaching moment. And so you brought closure to, you took the analogy of math, adding fact-based management style. This is my as-is state in quality terms, business talk. This is where I want to go, and you started to measure. See, what you measure is what you improve. What you measure is what you improve. And by you doing that, taking an analytical approach from a math perspective, and you being humble and being the person you are, you're going to continue to grow. Because what I sense from you is you're a teacher too. You want to give back. You know, from the time I met you with the Zont International, you're just a very giving human being. And this is why you're growing and growing.
It's funny that you said that. This morning, I'm 4:30 every morning. I'm at the gym. So this morning, I go to do my routine at Starbucks. I go to Starbucks, say hello to the normal people. I go to pay for my drink, and this lady paid for my drink, Caucasian. So so I said to her, thank you. There's this Caucasian guy behind me, looked like a trucker, long beard.
Long beard.
Could have had a mega hat on, whatever it was. I wanted to keep playing it forward. I bought his drink. This brother, I call him a brother, came over to me like a little 2-year-old. Mister, you just brought me a drink. Thank you so much. And I couldn't shake him.
He was so appreciative, and that was a small deed you did. And this is why viewers out there, we got to share love and appreciate each other, because the world is cruel. We live in a new world, Jim. I mean, people are doing crazy stuff. So what you did, You got to pay it forward. So, man, that is awesome. And you're going to continue to grow as a person. You've had some tragedies, but yet you stay, comfortable in your skin. How do you do it? Is it God? Is it?
I do have a spiritual.
Because you stay right in the zone. You're always in the zone. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you're like me. I'm like the duck in the water trying to stay afloat, but you would never know it. But you just always stay in the zone. How do you do that?
Failing. And I got to say that.
A lot of failing.
I know you've seen my coin.
I have not seen your coin.
You haven't.
What is that?
I carry that around and I give that away. That's my business card. And
come on.
Coin.
Look at this guy. This guy, is that creative or what? That's how you get customers.
I figure if somebody really wants to do business with you, they'll find you.
Is your phone number on there?
My website.
Now, that's clever. That's a New York thing going on, y'all. Man.
One side it says success, and the other side says failure. It says don't be intimidated by failure, and don't be in awe of success.
I love this.
So there's that balance that you got to maintain.
So let's just go back to your initial discussion. So are you going to build this school?
That's my goal, and
you're going to teach at the school.
And to top that off, I've actually
love this.
I've actually completed my application to Georgetown, which 2 years was a dream. But
once you get the school going, I'd be honored to come to help facilitate you and join you and participate, because you're going to need good people to give back to these kids. So let me know once that gets done. But this is really ingenious. Any parting words for the viewers as we close out this segment? And thank you for your candor, your success story. I love that analogy with math. I love this. How will you want to close this out?
I'm not even. The only way I could close this out is I was invited to speak at Black History Month at at the school that I'm graduating from, and they said.
So is this college or high school?
This is college.
College.
Yeah, community college. Yeah, my associate's degree. So they said you struck such a chord with the professors, the deans, and the assistant vice president that they want to invite you to do the commencement graduation at the 2020.
Oh, no way.
You can't top that.
Wow. What can I say? I mean, in this show, we try to inspire someone, and Jim, you've inspired us today. And I want to thank you for, what you do as a man. Thank you for what you do in the community, and keep giving back. And every single week, we try to make a difference in Kirkland's Corner. We try to bring people in to inspire you and to try to make a difference in society. Because in this world, we live in a crazy world, as I said earlier, where there's so much hatred, there's so much robbing and, accusing black people of stealing, and Latinos in the media is just crazy. But people like you, Jim, with your global company is making a difference. And just continue your great work. Give me some dap.
I would like to say this one thing.
Real quick, we got 20, 30 seconds.
That if there was any invasion from another planet, the only individuals that would be able to talk to them are our mathematicians.
Oh, okay.
Parting word.
Parting words. Well, hey, that's Jim. Jim's over here, Jim Page. This is Walt Kirkland. I want to thank you for this dynamic hour. This is really a great show. I look forward to this every single week. We had Bigg Show, we had Tommy Thompson, and the one and only Jim Page here with Page Global. This man's on the move. So bye for now. We're going to see you next week for Kirkland's Corner. I'm honored to be your guest. Let's keep it moving every week. We bring the heat every week with Kirkland's Corner.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.